Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Amy.
And I'm Sarah, and today we're going to be discussing Dream On by Jennifer Hartmann.
The first 2 minutes we're going to do a brief review of this story without any spoilers. Then we are going to shift into a deeper book discussion. It's going to include lots of spoilers, but don't worry. We're going to let you know before we do shift over into that deeper book discussion.
That's right. So before we move over, Amy, tell us a little bit about the story.
A small town dreamer collides with a Hollywood golden boy when they are the lead roles in the High School Musical. When a tragedy forces them apart, their lives collide again years later when he uses their life story to become a television sensation. This fake dating romance has drama, connection, and a lot of Moulin Rouge. Sarah, what did you think about Dream On?
I was so happy with this story. I love Moulin Rouge. I have since it came out at the beginning. And I love that she kind of uses some of the symbolism from that to create these characters and their story. So I was totally here for that. The story is raw and emotional, and Jennifer Hartmann just has a way of writing that you feel everything that the characters are walking through. I was obsessed with this story. I could not put it down. I loved it. What did you think?
From a different perspective, I actually have not seen Moulin Rouge. I did not know the story of Moulin Rouge going into this story, so it was an adventure for me as well. I love any kind of musical theater, so I do have a little bit of a background from that in my school days, and so I have a passion for that as well, so it was a fun ride for me. Absolutely loved it. I love Jennifer's writing and the characters in the story. I just fell in love with.
I did too.
Let's get into the ratings. Angst.
This was a 2 for me. There's some angsty...
I did a 1.5, so I was close.
There's some angsty moments for sure.
I would say half of my angst rating is from a microtrope that usually gives me angst, which I will talk about
Yes.
in the deeper discussion.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Humor.
Humor, there's like a 1. Throughout, Jennifer Hartmann is never... She will give you the angst, and it's very heavy on the angst, a lot on the tears. But she doesn't leave it just without anything. So I felt like there were some throughout.
I also did a 1. Yep. There's some lighthearted moments in there to give us some reprieve from her angst-filled drama. Spiciness.
2.
1.5 to 2. I teetered on this one. I think I'm going to end with a 2 as well, just kind of thinking back on some of the scenes. It is a slow burn, but there's a couple of pretty detailed scenes.
There is.
Tears.
3.
Okay.
And not because I full-on cried in this, but there's so many moments that you could. It's very emotional. And for me, just the way she wrote it, to think that this is genuinely somebody's life experience is very emotional.
I did a 2. Mostly the topics I did not cry in this story, but there's some really heavy trigger warning topics. So if you're triggered by things, definitely check with Jennifer's trigger warnings before going into the story. And let's go to overall.
5.
I gave it a 4.5.
So good.
It was great. And I will say the 4.5, the reason I didn't give it a 5 was that little microtrope. That just is a personal thing for me, so that's why I did not give it a 5, and I'll definitely dig into that in a deeper discussion.
Can't wait.
That concludes the spoiler-free quick review of this story. If you would like to continue with us on that, simply click the link below or open any podcast platform and simply search Post-Book Depression. We would love to connect with you on social media. You can find us on Instagram at Post-Book Depression Podcast, on Facebook in our Post-Book Depression discussion group, and you can also email us at postbookdepressionpodcast@gmail.com.